do? Hola, ni hao. Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. As always, this is Girl with Sydney. Yes guys, thank you guys so much again for tuning in to support the girl. If you remember in my last video, I said we're gonna be having a guest today. Yes, if you didn't watch that video, you should go back and check that video. But I said we're gonna be having a guest today, and we got the guest of mine. And this guest of mine has been really supportive of my YouTube channel and my YouTube videos and everything. And to get him here today, you know, was a lot of work because he's very busy. He has president's work to do. Anyway, let us welcome my vice president, Quentin. Okay, so Quentin is going to introduce himself by himself.
What's up, everybody? I'm the student body vice president here at Bard. My name is Quentin Smith. I am a senior here. I've been at Bard for 3 years since I transferred in as a 10th grader. I don't really know what else to say. I mean, I try to help everyone out as much as I can. I have a couple projects I'm working on for the school right now, and yeah.
And the club you run,
I'm a part of several clubs here at the school. I did start a club along with one of my friends, Samaya Webster. We started the entrepreneurship club. It's been going pretty well, but as of lately, I've taken a step back from a lot of my duties because I'm trying to finalize on some college decisions.
That's good. Okay, so today we have a topic we're going to discuss. But before we do, I usually do, let's get straight into this video. So you're going to do it? Okay, let's do it. Let's get straight into this video. Let's go. Okay, so today's topic is what can help you or help me reduce stress at school. So Quentin, first of all, do you have stress right now? Are you living with a lot of stress?
Extremely. I'm under a lot of stress every day.
Can you explain some of the stress you go through?
So apart from my regular classes, well, I can tell you that when I became a college student here at Bard, I decided that I wanted to pack my schedule up. So when I reached my final semester as a senior here, I could relax a bit. So for the first 3 semesters of my college experience here at Bard, I picked up an extra class. So I was taking about 8 to 9 classes a day. Well, not a day, but a week. This semester I'm finally down to 6 classes, and thankfully all the classes that I'm in now are in my major. My major is history, and I hope to be a secondary education teacher, so a high school teacher. Along with my regular class schedule now, I find myself in a lot of community events around the school, or I find myself in a lot of mentoring Big Brother scenarios here in the school. So although I have a more relaxed schedule, I find myself still scrambling for time throughout the day as I'm always involved in something.
Wow. Well, I am a junior, and right now we just had a second semester, so I'm not like the second second semester, and I don't have that much stress. But like the first stress I had was, you know, the schedule change. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So that was really terrific because they moved me from a teacher that was comfortable with staying with to another teacher who wasn't comfortable. I haven't been in this class before, but actually now it's getting, you know, better. So Quentin, where do you think stress at, like what grade level would you say, okay, now you have stress at school?
I'd say as soon as you get into high school, really, your stress starts. And also if you go to Bard, your stress starts as soon as you step in the building. But it's all about how you manage it and how you're managing your time. When I first came to Bard, I had a lot of struggle managing my time well, but over time I've slowly gotten a bit better at putting my schedule together and focusing on 1 or 2 things a day. And if I can, bringing in a third. What I've done is I set whatever free periods I have during the school day, that's when I go and focus on one project. Thankfully this semester I have 2 free periods plus lunch, so I am able to go around and get as much done as I can. I'm working on a project right now getting the appearance of our school together. So during my second period, free period, or study period, I went to the office and I was asking questions on like what is the pricing, what's the budget for getting someone to come out and clean up, like do a power washing of our playground, of our little garden here, but also to go into the bathroom, clean like the crevices out of the bathrooms.
Wow, a lot of president's work. Anyways, could you say like a 5th grader will have like stress at school?
Well, you could if I wouldn't call it too much stress at the 5th grade level. I think that at 5th grade, you are mainly just managing to ensure you pass all your classes, but if you're really putting an effort to excel and get A's and B's honor roll. So like, I wouldn't call it too much. I wouldn't call it stress. I would call it really managing your time and managing your energy levels and what you're dealing with at that age.
Okay, so somebody said, I felt so much pressure at school that I often felt like crying and screaming at the same time. Has that ever happened to you before?
Whew, yes, that has happened to me a lot, especially this year. Like I said before, I'm a senior, so I've had to make a couple decisions in the last few weeks on school. So I can tell you one of the biggest choices was whether I was going to live on or off campus. As a college student, it got to a point where I was very, very apprehensive to do anything because money plays a big factor in going to school, and I like to go to school out of state. Now, comparing the rent to the room and board, it didn't always match, and I needed something to match to my situation, and it got very overwhelming at the time. So yes, it has happened to me.
Yeah, it has happened to me, I think, many times. I had a lot of work to turn in, and it's also because of me, because I tend to procrastinate like a lot, and I'll be like, you know what, it's due tomorrow, I can do it tomorrow, and then I get to tomorrow, like, I don't want to do this work, it's so much. But what I try to do now is that I actually look at my work, I like try to look at my schedule and see my work and be like, okay, this is how much this work is, and this is when I should start. What would you say is the first factor of stress in school?
It's like the first step in being stressed at school. Yeah. For me, well, like you said about being a procrastinator, I'm a procrastinator too, so that does induce a lot of stress initially for me. But what I've found is being interested in learning history, it's pretty much all about collecting information and forming your own opinion. What I've done is, well, I might not start like writing anything, I'm taking notes on an assignment in the moment. If I know when the deadline is, what I'll do is I'll read little pieces of information over time, and throughout the day while I'm doing anything, I could be helping someone with their homework or teaching a class even. What I find is in the back of my mind, I'm still thinking about that assignment, that history assignment that I need to get done, and I'm building a collage of information. So when the time comes, because I do procrastinate, like you said, I sit down and I have at least a page and a half worth of saved memory that I can translate onto paper and be able to turn it in. In school, you just need to reach out to the help you have. Here, I rely a lot on my social worker, Miss Hamilton, and one of the Bard Fellows here, Mr. Jefferson. Anytime I'm in any type of stress, I know I can go to either one of them, and they will help me either plan everything out or clear my mind enough so I can tackle on one project at a time.
Okay, I feel like the first, factor of stress is from parents. Actually, parents are like, I have bills to pay, I have children to take care of, employers to take care of, and that just causes you stress because you're being shut down from saying I have stress at school. But the first thing is, actually coming to school on its own is stress. Like recently, I am dealing with a lot of stress. Like I came to school, I think twice late recently, and because my boss doesn't have a schedule. And I keep telling people this, that my boss doesn't have a schedule to check it, and I have checked this several times. This particular boss I used to come to school doesn't have a schedule. Yeah. And if I go to the bus stop, I have to wait like an hour in the cold just to wait for whenever it comes, and the others comes late. But now I'm trying to take another route, and even though it's more longer and more stress taking, I should take that route. And I'm so happy that my mom actually is helping me, because she's like, okay, let's take this route to this place, let's take this route to that place. Another type of stress is teacher-induced stress. Teachers want you to, excel past your own mental capacity, or to pass a certain subject. Like, has that ever happened to you as a teacher, actually put stress on you because they see your potential?
Yes, I can definitely say that has happened to me. So just recently, I had a conversation with one of our own teachers here, Dr. Wu, It was about a research proposal that we were working on in class, and like I said before, I'm a procrastinator. While I didn't know what to write in the moment, me and her, we sat down and we decided on the subject matter. And since I'm a history teacher, I thought what better not to talk about politics. History is full of politics. So we decided that we would talk about voting rights and the journey from where it's starting to where we are now. And she told me that, now this might stress you out a bit, but I'm gonna give you 2 days to think of something and come back to me. Not knowing that in those 2 days she wouldn't be in school for most of those days. She literally came to school at the end of the second day, and I had to find her and tell her what my subject would be. And it was really interesting, like the motivated stress that she put me into.
Okay, so the third type of stress is peer-induced stress. And this is like, peer pressure to go astray or to do something that you wouldn't normally do, or something that you feel is wrong. Peer pressure can be a lot of stress in you. But some people are saying, some people have the stereotype of high school. Like high school is like the bad place. Like, is that true, or do you think that that's true in our school here?
There is definitely such a thing called peer-induced stress here at our school even. What I am thankful for is that a lot of the stress that I get from my own peers is simply they're stressing the importance to me on things that they want changed in our school, things that they want improved on. And it's both a blessing and a curse, because sometimes I might be working on something and they're bringing me their concerns, but other times it's more, I might be focusing on the wrong thing, and they're like, no, maybe you should take a step back from that project and look at this, because this might be more pressing.
I'm still waiting for the dress down Friday, because you promised us that when he wanted to run for president.
Well, that project is in the works. It's a little difficult because but last year uniform wasn't really enforced, and we want to make sure that we are following uniform policy. What I've been told was that if we can get students to commit to at least doing 100% of attendance for a week, then we might start opening ourselves up to opportunities to have dress down Fridays. Also, it's not really allowed by the district, and that kind of throws a bit of a wrench into the pile, because we want to be compliant with the district policies, but also make sure the students are having fun and are enjoying themselves while at school as well.
Other factors that we could say, cause stress, either, test or homework or parents' high expectation, maybe teachers' high expectation. So all this can cause stress. We're going to talk about the four steps to less stress. What would you say can lessen your stresses?
Lessen my stress? Well, things that I do to try to calm myself down when I'm stressed is I'm not very organized, but when I try to be, it definitely does help. It makes everything third cut. And like I said before, what I do is I might be thinking of something in the background while I'm doing something else. What I found is that can be stressful in itself. While you're trying to do a multitask in your mind, it might actually confuse me and have me doing other things. So one thing that I have done is I've begun to play music when I need to focus in. When I really do need to sit down and focus in on one thing, I play music, because then that the thing that's in the back of my mind is distracting me is the music. I'm singing the lyrics, but I'm able to still focus in and get done what I'm doing.
Really? Like playing music actually work? Because I tried it and I just see myself writing down the lyrics.
Well, it all depends on what you're listening to. I like to listen to a lot of movie scores, so I'm pretty sure everyone knows the Batman theme song or the Star Wars theme song, or classical music. It really all depends on what you're listening to, and if the music behind it is driving you to get to the end of something.
So even though we want to, we cannot ever say we never have stress in school. We will have stress in school, but the thing is, how can you manage it? So the first thing, I think is to, identify that cause, that specific stress. If it's a homework that is really hard for you, identify that. Okay, is it math? Is it calculus? Is it, pre-algebra? If it's bio, is it, identify that specific thing. If you just say, oh, I'm having stress in school, that's also going to give you stress. So try to identify the stress you have in school and do your research. You know, if it's a homework problem, go meet your teacher. You know, office hours are open for you. If it's coming to school, you know, go meet the social worker or, you know, the main office. You know, talk to people that could actually solve that problem for you or reduce that stress for you. And for me also, don't procrastinate, right? If you have work to do, actually do it and turn it in. And recently I have been on top of my game. You know, this second semester I'm trying to get, you know, straight A's, like all A's. Turning in my work on time now. I'm going for office hours. I'm meeting teachers. You know, I'm also trying to look at the work before it's due. And also ask for help. You know, and there's nothing wrong, right? There's nothing wrong in asking for help. Yeah,
it actually might even put you ahead of the game if the teacher sees you asking for help and trying to be on top of your game. Let's say you get a C on a C plus on the exam, so that's like a 77, 78, 79%. Just from the fact that you went to that teacher and asked for the extra help, that might cause him or her to give you the 1 or 2 extra points to get you that B or get you that A.
Exactly. Also, raise up your hand in class if you don't understand something. There's nothing to be shy about. People that just sit down there, they actually be the one, you know, to fail if they don't actually understand the work. So if you don't, like, I don't care, like, if there's 1 billion people sitting down at the back of me. If I do not understand what you're saying, excuse me, I don't understand that. Can you repeat that? You know, so that's it actually what will help you. Also, stress is not always a bad thing. Stress shows that you're trying to do something right. You know, stress, it keeps you with the ability of, okay, you're an independent person, you're a responsible person, you know you have work to do and this is actually stressing you. And excuse me, if you're able to handle stress in school, you'll be able to handle it in the workforce. Like, you're working now, like, how is the stress from school helping you in your workforce?
I'm in a leadership position here at school, but I'm into a leadership position at my job. I work up in Springfield, New Jersey. I'm a lead at Wawa. So the experiences I have working with people here, having people work under me, it's very similar to working at Wawa, because although the subject matter and the deadlines may be different, essentially we're doing the same things here that I'm doing over there.
I haven't been to Wawa before. I should download the app. Anyway guys, thank you guys so much for watching this video. And Quentin, this is actually not your first time in my YouTube video. You know, the first one that you did, I haven't edited.
Yes, I remember.
I haven't edited it. It's so little long.
That was 2 days after I won my election.
Yeah, exactly. And he won vice president, so I'm happy for you for running for vice president and actually getting the position. And also guys, the last video we posted, you remember the last video I posted? What's the name?
I don't remember the name, but I know what it was about.
Okay, so students that do not turn in any workout, or do they deserve a grade? What should they do if they haven't watched it yet?
You guys should all watch that video. I actually showed it to a couple of my coworkers, and they're all about the same age as me, and they really agreed. It was some interesting points that were brought up.
Yeah. Okay, also great. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please also make sure to like, subscribe, you know, comment, tell me if you guys want to hear more and what you guys want to see. We're actually in school right now, and I actually dragged Quentin out from eating his lunch. I'm very sorry. Thank you for making our time for this video. So bye bye everyone. Bye bye.